All right, everybody, hello and welcome to our weekly guided meditation. And this meditation today is called Infinite Awareness. So, when we talk about awareness, what is really awareness? Awareness is a perception, right? It's a perception that can happen outside of us or inside of us. And there's always, with every action, with everything that we do in our lives, there is something in us that is observing that action. So today we're going to be connecting to that part of us, which in reality is who we really are. So we are really associated with our mind. And a lot of times we think that's our mind is who we are, our thoughts, whatever it is that we are saying all day, the stories that we tell ourselves during the day, we tend to believe them, right? But the mind is not exactly very reliable. The mind is like a tape recorder. They don't make those anymore today. But it's like a recording, right? That it plays many stories over and over and over again, and very repetitive. The stories that we hear our mind telling us, maybe telling us for the past 10 years, and we tend to believe those stories to be true. Believing those stories can be a very important part in our well-being, because when we believe in those stories and we believe those to be true, it can be a source of stress, of anxiety for us, that we do not really have to go through those. A lot of situations are challenging, they're real, but a lot of them are self-created. It's not really about what happened to us, but our perception of them. So today we're going to bring our awareness to that deeper part of us, to that deeper witness, that witness that's been watching these thoughts for our whole lives. There is something in us that doesn't change. As we grow up, we change our minds. We change our minds during the day many times, right? In the morning, we want one thing. In the afternoon, it's something else. But there is one part of us that does not change, and that is our infinite awareness. So let's go ahead and connect to that part of us. And I would love to hear at the end what you think about it. So let's get started. So let's take a few moments to allow our body and mind to settle in this moment. Taking a nice deep breath in. Inhale through your nostrils and exhale to the mouth with a sigh. Making sure that you are comfortable. It's not necessary to be in a certain position. If you can, sit with your spine tall. But otherwise, you can place your back against the couch, the back of your bed, a chair. And notice the shoulders. Are your shoulders relaxed? If they're not relaxed, just adjust them. You can take another deep breath, and as you breathe out, allow those shoulders to relax. And let your hands to rest on your lap or on your legs. Also allowing them to be relaxed so that your shoulders can also relax. And if you wish, you can close your eyes. But if that's not comfortable to you, you can keep your eyes open and gaze at the ground ahead of you. And letting the breath breathe itself. The breath knows what to do. And as you quiet your mind, your breath will also start to calm down. They are interconnected. And whenever your mind is racing, you can also take a few slower breaths, and it will also help you calm the mind. But just breathing in and out through the nose. Noticing the breath. And as we start to settle, the mind may settle, but it could also resist. So maybe we're going to spend a few moments here reflecting on all the qualities that we'd like to see in the mind. Patience, steadiness, ease, or whatever that may be that you would like to bring those qualities to your mind, whatever that may be. And just focusing on the breath without trying to change the breath, just letting the breath be natural and ease. Now you don't have to focus 100% on the breath as you move forward. You're just noticing there is a certain part of you that just noticed the breath moving by itself. So just keeping that much of attention on the breath, knowing that knowingness that the breath is moving by itself. And just notice that there is a part of you that is also not paying attention to the breath, is aware of everything else surrounding you, inside of you, outside of you. And there'll also be a part of your mind that might start to wander and go somewhere else, maybe lunch or things you have to do this afternoon. So as we keep moving forward, commit to be fully present in this practice, knowing that all of the things you need to do this afternoon is still going to be there for you if you wish. So whenever that happens and you find yourself distracted, just bring it back to that breath. So there is that part of you that is deeper than the mind, deeper than the thoughts, deeper than the breath. This part of you is a witness, is that witness in each one of us, that witness that doesn't change, that witness that has been there with us since birth. That witness is not dull. You notice that there is an aliveness in this witness. This witness is silent. There's a stillness to this witness, but not a dull stillness. This is the awareness that tells us when we have become distracted. How do we know we have become distracted? If the mind is what is getting distracted. So that means there is something else there, a certain witness that notices that we have become distracted. And that's the same witness, the same awareness that brings us back to the breath, that brings us back to our practice. So we're going to stay this way for the next few breaths. Now, I do not need you to really pay 100% on the breath. I want you to just let the breath breathe by itself. And then notice when your attention on the breath has gone away and your mind has gone somewhere else, and then you just return it. Right now, you cannot observe the sweetness. You can just be the sweetness. But there is something in you that notices when you become distracted. So whenever that happens, just paying attention, just being aware of it. Now you may notice that we have the breath, we have the mind, we have the witness, but is there something else watching the witness? Now see if you can follow for a moment the sensation of moving further back into a deeper sense of awareness, the source of awareness itself. You know you're here. You know you're breathing. You notice that you are watching the breath. Who is watching the breath? Who is watching the witness of the breath? Where is this witness? Where is this awareness? You cannot find this with the mind because it's deeper than the mind. So don't think of it. You don't necessarily feel it. You can only be it. So where is or who is the original witness? And the mind might get lost, confused, or overwhelmed because this is not for the mind to figure it out. So if this happens, just rest in this spaciousness of awareness. It is limitless, without beginning, without end. That spacious, infinite, expansive awareness is you. Infinite in its ability to notice, infinite in its ability to see, to feel, to listen. So keep resting in the sensation of spaciousness, open awareness. Just be. And don't fall asleep. Awareness is not sleep. And whenever you feel like the mind has pulled you into the thought process once again, thinking of one thing, one distraction, then you go back to returning the mind to the breath and then noticing the witness of that, the witness of getting distracted, and repeat the process. The first part is mind and the breath. The second part is witnessing the job of paying attention to the breath. And then the third part is witnessing the witness. And then deeper and deeper and deeper into a state of being until I would say you reach the sensation of open spaciousness again, but it's not really a feeling. It's just being, spaciousness again. And there you rest, you remain, because that's you in the purest form. This is a state of infinite potential. This is limitless awareness. And this is always present because this is you. Everything else are just layers and layers on top of who you are, including the thoughts, the breath, feelings, sensations, emotions. And imagine that the ocean, and the ocean is a great way of explaining these deeper teachings, that what we think is who we are, just the waves and the storms and tsunamis and lightning over the ocean and big waves, and that's just what we call life. But in reality, it's deep in the ocean where there's only one, and that's where we are all connected, because there's always what it is, one big ocean. So whenever you get caught up into daily activities and the turmoils of the mind, remember that you are the stillness of the ocean. You are infinite awareness. This meditation is getting to a close, but this awareness doesn't have to go away. As I mentioned, this awareness is you. So I invite you to stay present. I'm not even going to say stay connected to that, because you can be connected to yourself. That's who you are. So whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes slowly and notice that it's still there. You can't go away. So just because you're going back to activities does not mean that this infinite awareness goes away. So I invite you to be present, be aware in everything that you do. And this is something that all of us are searching for. That peace, that joy, everything comes from being. I'm not going to say being in this space, because we are this space, but being, the state of beingness, the state of infinite awareness. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I appreciate you. Let me know if you did this guided meditation. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.